Hi everyone, this is Jane here, and I'm here to pop down your card for the day. As you can see, we've got some visitors who've come to say hi for a little while. Now this is because my advent calendar is here and so is theirs. So they think every time I sit at this table, they get advent treats. Don't we, Merlin? I'm just going to do my card for today, Merles, and then we can do some advent treats for you. So, if you could just... Oh, how could you resist that face? If you could just move aside for a minute and let Mummy do this, then I can get to your treats. It won't take long. Okay, so let's pop down our card, a couple of cards for this week. I will also put down an oracle card for us. So let's just have a little look and see what we've got going on. Okay, so our tarot cards for the week is, the first one is the Page of Pentacles. Let me just pop the deck around here so you can see. The second one will be the Knight of Swords. So hopefully that's a bit better. You can see those properly now. Okay, so our first card is the Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles talks about new beginnings, new opportunities, especially around things like work and business. It's a really lovely creative card as well. So it's one of those cards that kind of asks you to, you know, not to be afraid to embrace that creative side of you. It's also for me because of the little girl being dressed as a fairy. She's got her little wand. For me, it comes up as one of the wish cards in the deck. Just a second, let me just have a slurp of my tea. That's better. So, Page of Pentacles, as you know, if you've watched my stuff before, she comes up quite a lot, this Page of Pentacles, and it is talking about being creative, taking advantage of new opportunities. Anything new that comes your way, have a good look at it, see if it's something that might appeal to you. Now, keep your eyes open for something that is new and creative, and something that you kind of feeds you a little bit. You know, sometimes when we're in our work mode, as most of us are on a Monday, you know, we can get into that kind of ploddy routine where we are just like, yep, this is what I do, I'm going to go, I'm going to do it. We don't allow ourselves to be creative. You know, being creative within your current role, you know, I don't know, just finding little ways of doing things in a slightly different way to make it more interesting. You know, even if it comes down to what you wear at work. You know, some of us have a uniform that we have to wear. Some of us have like a kind of dress code, but there's nothing to stop you being creative underneath that, or, you know, wearing a piece of jewellery that is a kind of nice creative colour, a colour that you really love. You know, maybe wearing a scarf, something like that, that is in a colour that you really love, or, you know, whatever you can do to make things a little bit more interesting, a little bit more creative. Really, really easy ways of doing things that, you know, that other people won't even know what you're doing. But, you know, if you might, things like orange and yellow, very creative colours, they might not be your colours at all, but, you know, just like an orange, I don't know, an orange pair of gloves as you're going to work. You know, you're going to take them off once you get there. But, you know, having something really like a slightly mad colour that kind of lifts your spirits to sort of go into the week with a more creative way of looking at things. So there are lots of little different things. You know, you could take yourself in a plant to have on your desk that's got, you know, purple flowers or something. You know, I don't know what you can do in your environment, but there are loads of different ideas and things. Just be a bit creative, you know, go outside the box. Allow yourself to be yourself a little bit more, I think, is what that's all about. And then a bit later on in the week, we've got the Knight of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords is an interesting card because it talks like about changes. It talks about changes that come in quite swiftly. the Knight of Swords is one of the, the knights are all about action. So they all talk about moving things forward. And, the Knight of Pentacles is the slow one. The Knight of Cups is the emotional one. The Knight of Swords is about thought processes and about changing things very swiftly. The Knight of Swords energy can be a little bit harsh sometimes, and it often comes up when something changes really abruptly and we're kind of like, whoa, I'm a bit uncomfortable with that. But the changes do tend to be for the better. And because we've got this Page of Pentacles next to it, it's suggesting that we're changing something around the way we work or around the way we are able to be creative. So it's a change that is for the better. If we had a slightly different card that was not quite as positive maybe as the Page of Pentacles, then you might be looking at changes that are really uncomfortable. But this is not the case this week. The Knight of Swords is next to the Page of Pentacles, so he's saying we're changing something for the better. We're embracing something new. We're looking at things in a different way. So that's the Knight of Swords energy for us for this week. So I would say to you that it looks as if there are some positive changes around for us this week. So don't be afraid to kind of go with them and embrace them. And sometimes, when things are changing, we get a bit weird about that. And we almost kind of resist it so much that we block it. And actually that change was going to be really great for us. We just couldn't see that because we were afraid. So it's all about, not allowing yourself to let fear take over. Fear of the unknown and all of those things. Just kind of go with it and see where you end up. Some very wise lady once said to me, sometimes you just have to throw everything all up in the air and see where it comes down. And that can be true, and a bit scary, but also quite exciting if you look at it from the other point of view. Sometimes we look at things and we think, oh, that's scary, that's all about change. Look at it and think, well, do you know what, that might be exciting. That's a different way of looking at it that takes the fear factor out of it and then stops you blocking the good stuff coming in. So I'm just going to have a shuffle of these. This is the Gateway Oracle deck by Denise Linn that I'm using for our Oracle card. And our Oracle card is Stepping into Stillness. So this I always think is a little bit like the Hermit. And the Hermit talks about, time to reflect and all of that sort of stuff. It's a little bit like that. So with the Stepping into Stillness card, I would say to you that there's an opportunity going through the week to kind of withdraw a little bit and to go within and look into your own quiet energy. Sometimes we have loads and loads of really brilliant ideas and things that we can take forward, but we never hear them because we're too busy. We're too busy running around, got to do this, got to do that. It's like me today, for instance. I've been up and around for a good few hours and I feel like I've done nothing, but I actually have not stopped doing things, but I don't feel like I've got anywhere. So I've kind of, I thought I'll just stop and I'll do this because that will give me a minute to just quiet myself and do a little bit of something that's quite spiritual by working with these cards for you guys. So it's about that sometimes, just taking that step back and going, right, okay, I need to just stop because I'm doing a lot, but I don't feel like I'm achieving anything, or I'm aware that I've got masses of other stuff to do that I'm not making a hole in. Sometimes you just got to stop and sit on your moon and just relax and just kind of just take a moment. We can't hear our brilliant wisdom and our great ideas if we're constantly buzzing around trying to do other things and worrying about other things and looking at what we've still got to do and our list, which is mounting up, and we're not ticking anything off of it. So it's about just stepping quietly, just taking a moment, taking a little bit of a little step back so you can just be quiet for a minute and then just be able to quietly go within and see where your energy is. We don't do enough of that on the whole. So I will leave that with you for the week. On the whole, I would say this looks like a really nice little spread of cards. So, bear in mind that you are going to need to, at some point, just take a little 5 minutes to just get your head around things and just quietly work out what you want for yourself. But there are really good opportunities and opportunities to change things up for the better. So I will leave that with you, and I'll be back again next week to do another little spread of cards for us. In the meantime, have a good week and thanks for watching. Bye for now.